Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I'm going to detail one of the craziest police chases in LA history. Now Herschel and Isaiah, they would grow up in South Central LA. Now Herschel, he was a motor vehicle operator for the 1st Marine Logistics Group at Camp Pendleton, but he would get a premature discharge. Herschel was discharged because he failed to meet the Marines' expectations and standards. Herschel would serve 2 years in the Marines, making him an advanced driver at his job. After returning back to South Central, Herschel's life would take a turn, and he would start his life of crime. The car chase began with a report of a residential burglary in Cerritos at 1:24 p.m., just after a rainstorm moved into Southern California. The burglars fled the scene just before deputies arrived, but neighbors were able to describe the suspect's vehicle, a Ford Mustang convertible. Within minutes, personnel in a sheriff's helicopter spotted the car westbound on the 91 freeway. Authorities would say the roads were too wet and the Mustang was weaving through traffic too dangerously for sheriff's deputies to follow it, so they relied on a helicopter to monitor the vehicles instead. But when the Mustang reached the interchange of 110 and the 101 freeways in downtown LA, the California Highway Patrol took up the chase. The Mustang got off of Hollywood Boulevard, but that time it had already rear-ended one vehicle. In Hollywood with no police behind him, the driver began doing donuts in the middle of the street, spinning across the lanes of traffic and forcing other cars to stop. The car then motored west, where the countless of tourists got to see the Mustang. From there, the Mustang drove into the Hollywood Hills, going into the opposite traffic lanes, around blind curves, narrowly missing oncoming traffic, with fishtailing on the rain-slick roads. Without any vehicles close behind, the driver drove back through the Hollywood Tour District onto the freeway, where it was almost trapped by a TMZ tour bus that cut off his path as it tried to split 2 lanes. Model Christy Teigen was one of the many social media users live tweeting the action and providing commentary on both the man and the Mustang, and also the police pursuit of them. The man continued evading police while continuing to pull stunts for the camera, causing one of the tires to shred itself. Eventually, with cops nowhere in sight, the man pulled up to their home in South Central, where there was a crowd waiting for them. The pair hugged, exchanged high fives. They even took selfies with the audience, all waiting for the deputies to catch up to them. Before they pulled up to South Central, Herschel would receive a call from the LA County Sheriff's Lieutenant, who ended up talking him into surrendering to the police. The detective did a good job convincing me to stop and just get what I had coming, for the lack of better words he would say. Onlookers at the chase drew comparisons between the infamous 1994 low-speed police pursuit of O.J. Simpson. Herschel would get out on bail, but once again, he committed another crime. He would be charged with assault with a deadly weapon and a misdemeanor hit and run from an on-campus incident on the morning of April 16, 2016. The incident occurred on the campus of UCLA. While Herschel was riding a Suzuki motorcycle, he rear-ended an SUV. When the driver of the SUV tried to call 911, he tried to take his phone before riding off, hitting the driver and knocking him to the ground. The whole incident was caught on video. KTLA says the SUV driver was the father of a student. Someone was able to take pictures of the motorcycle and also Herschel. This led to his arrest. After pleading no contest to illicit charges from both of those days, including burglary and a hit and run, Herschel and Isaiah were both sentenced to 2 years. Herschel, the former Marine Corps tactical driver, himself was involved in a motorcycle accident that put him in a coma, but he would survive. He has said in his last interview he has had a hard time finding a job with him being a felon. Herschel and Isaiah's 15 minutes of fame didn't last long, and they haven't been heard from much since 2016. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.